relative to this rollout. First, efficiency. Second, safety. And third, quality of life experience for our employees. Let me take them sequentially. First, efficiency. We are not taking a one-size-fits-all approach. If the pilots are deemed a success, the expediters, once fully implemented, will only be employed on railroad territories that have PTC or PTC equivalent technologies. Approximately 90% of Union Pacific's train miles are covered by this technology. The remaining portion of Union Pacific network will continue to employ two-person crew operations. For each piloted subdivision, we will determine if the ground-based expediter can safely outpace the traditional conductor role. When an issue with a freight train develops in train, the train must obviously stop. Think of an air hose separation or a broken knuckle or a hot wheel indication from one of our wayside detection points. The conductor then climbs down out of the cab of the locomotive and makes a long back along the right-of-way to the problem freight car. This necessitates walking long distances in uneven or graded terrain and can be risky, especially in winter.
This guy's
The
an
length
idiot.
of time that the
He has no
conductor
idea what
takes
he's
to
talking
walk to
about.
the problem site will be weighed against the expediter's response time to drive right up to the problem from strategically located bases. Once the expediter has resolved the issue, the train can immediately depart. The conductor, on the other hand, must walk all the way back to the head-end locomotive and reboard the train before it can move. A time and motion study of previous events on the railroad requiring the assistance of the traditional conductor shows that we can resolve the issue more quickly with the ground-based expediter approach. The pilots are meant to test this hypothesis in the real world. Moving to our second objective, safety. The work environment for the expediter will be safer than it is in the traditional conductor. No longer will the employee have to climb out of the locomotive cab and walk long distances abeam the train on uneven territory, potentially at night, across bridges and through ditch lines where service is required. The expediter will also have access to better tools and equipment than is available in the nose of the locomotive, allowing more challenging tasks to be safely performed. No longer is the employee limited to time-consuming maneuvers to get necessary tools and equipment from the cab down the length of the train to rectify the situation. Instead, a redeployed conductor can often drive right up to the work site with their truck. The expediter will be less likely to suffer the effects of fatigue as well. Instead of riding long miles on a train, the expediter will be able to set out fresh from a home terminal every day.
Now,
When the
Tom, this
shift
is
ends,
just
the expediter merely turns
this is the
over
carrier
keys to the
stating to the
truck
FRA
to
why
the
they
next
shouldn't
shift
mandate a two-man
expediter
crew. So this is
and
just their
goes home.
arguments. Nothing's been set in
Moreover,
stone yet.
the expediter will have the communication tools in the truck that can be possibly carried by the traditional conductor. This includes a truck-mounted radio, our new Zebra device, which is a handheld device with a touch screen that allows the expediter to dial up a mainline radio tower, a company cell phone, and a computer mounted inside the truck. Each tool will provide several ways to communicate with the engineer, the dispatcher, corridor manager, emergency response across the network. Our third objective, that is quality of life. Shifting the traditional conductor role to a ground-based expediter will not only be safer and more efficient, but will also offer a better quality of life for a large portion of our operating craft employees. This is a cause that labor has been championing for years. The expediter role is the foundation for true scheduled work in this industry. This is a key point. Gone are the days where employees wait on call for trains that must arrive near their terminal. Rather, trains will be assisted by employees working a schedule, and those employees will have the ability to go to the train. Today's generation of workers have expectations about work-life balance that are challenging employers in new ways. Union Pacific and other railroads have struggled to recruit employees for train crew positions in large part because of quality of life challenges inherent in the current work environment. That was driven home in this last round of labor negotiations. Our goal is to improve the quality of life for a large portion of our workforce. Scheduled work will enable employees to have more control over mealtime, rest, vacation, and even sick leave. But more important, there is no more time away from home. Factors contributing to fatigue, a known hazard, will be substantially reduced in the furtherance of FRA's fatigue risk management regulation. By taking the outmoded conductor road off the train and transforming it into a ground-based expediter, the employee will enjoy regular shifts and be home routinely to protect and quality family time. They will no longer be living out of a hotel or grip and can rely on planned rest. Our expediter plan will do all of this while providing job protection. It's clear to me during these labor negotiations, labor protection is a key ingredient. The expediter does not encroach on other craft scope of work. Union Pacific plans on honoring all current craft scope agreements and will continue to work with all labor partners through the collective bargaining process as this role evolves. Our concept is that no one will be furloughed as a result of these changes, and current wage and salaries will be protected. Labor recognizes the opportunity here, and that is why they are currently engaged in us with active negotiations.
I'm
At this
just
point,
going to interrupt for a second, and you may have addressed this, I apologize, but I just want to get a clarification. So in UP's design, the expediter role, would that person be a train crew member, like in the railroad's position, or would that the person be considered something else?
no, this person would be considered
Battery
an
critical.
operating craft employee and would be part of the train crew. They would drive up to assist the train. And depending on the situation, of course, they would attach themselves
Charging
to that
battery.
train and work
Battery
collaboratively
critical.
with the engineer that's aboard.
Charging battery.
And just to clarify again, so, and then in the expediter role, would an expediter be assigned to more than one train in a tour of duty?
Our envisaged approach is the expediter will own a territory or be assigned a territory. As trains come and go, they would assist those trains. We fully expect some of these territory with train density will require more expediters on duty than just a single expediter. Hope that answers the question.
Mic on.
That does, thank you.
Mic off.
At this point, we'd like to, we have produced a short video, it's about 7 minutes long, that illustrates the expediter concept, and perhaps we'll answer further questions. Could we roll that tape, please?
Let's take a look at Union Pacific's plan to redeploy Sam, the conductor, to the ground.
Let's see how perfect they set
Leveraging
this up in a
positive
real
control,
world scenario.
PTC, Sam's former by technology, the locomotive engineer, and wayside detection equipment protecting the train. The new ground-based expediter role provides 24/7 response to these types of events, that also provides regular schedules for employees. These employees will drive a truck fitted with tools and equipment needed to address a variety of scenarios.
Oh, look, he's got a
As a
truck.
ground-based expediter, Sam has a predictable schedule with consistent days off and returns home daily, something a traditional freight conductor role does not have today. Let's see how Sam addresses the same unplanned November 6th, 2022 event on UP's South Mall subdivision. This time as a ground-based.
Imagine being the guy that has to
Sam
be the
started
actor
his
for this
day
video.
at home. He drove to the terminal for a shift that started at 1500 hours. Sam is busy with a variety of planned activities. When 6 hours and 27 minutes into a shift, he's notified of an unplanned event at milepost 143.5.
Let me guess, 143.5 has a road.
Ready to respond with the necessary technology, parts, and tools. Sam arrives at the separation after.
Yep, look at that fancy road that runs right next to the main line.
Location, identifies the broken knuckle, and secures the rear portion of the train. By shifting from a traditional conductor to an expediter, the 45-minute walk to and from the locomotive is avoided, and the spare part is quickly and easily accessible from the vehicle. No need for time-consuming, complex maneuvering on a main line or siding to deliver the spare part for replacement. He grabs the necessary parts from his truck and completes the repair in 2 hours and 4 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes less than it took him in the traditional conductor role.
Yeah, okay.
Once Sam resolves the issue, the train can immediately depart. Sam no longer needs to walk all the way back to the head end locomotive and reboard.
Yeah,
before the
Josh,
train
yeah,
can
I'll
move
post
again.
it.
The new speed and efficiency is a win for Union Pacific and its customers, reducing 1 hour and 10 minutes of time spent resolving an unplanned event's impact to transit time. The 1 hour and 10 minutes is also reduced from a locomotive engineer's trip, making their schedules more consistent. Just as important, it's a win for the Gering community, reducing 1 hour and 10 minutes of time spent blocking the public road crossing at County Roads 14. Most importantly, the win Union Pacific hopes to achieve is to improve.
So I'll leave the
quality of
comments
life
up so we can
for a
read them.
large population
Just
of its
asking
workforce.
us, what, 69
By
car trains,
replacing
3,900
the
feet?
experience
These
of
people really
one
say some
shift,
crazy
a regular
things.
shift, a regular schedule, and the ability
And the people in
for
the FRA, so the
passengers to
panel
move
up
in
here in the
their own
bottom of
way
the screen,
on
they
each
can see
schedule.
what's in the chat. I
Ground-based
said something and then the
expediters
lady,
have the
before I
benefits
started
of more
streaming, the lady
control
said, don't
over
say anything in
downtime,
chat. So I'm
rest,
just not saying anything.
vacation, and sick leave. But most important, there is no more away from home. By taking the outmoded conductor role off the train and transforming it into a ground-based expediter, Sam and others
Yeah,
can
chat, you're
enjoy
right.
regular shifts and be home routinely.
Yeah, I'm
Take
tempted.
quality
It says chat
downtime.
disabled, so I can't say
No
anything.
longer live out of a hotel
They finally
or
disabled the chat.
suitcase and can rely on planned rest.
Thank you, whomever rolled the tape. To quickly finish up here, Union Pacific recognizes and applauds Union Pacific's,
Oh, they had the
FRA's
chat up there on the
role
screen too.
in
Oh, that's
this
hilarious.
endeavor. We appreciate the FRA has a role to play.
Wow.
While there has been no evidence of safety concerns from one-person crews in other countries and with short line and passenger services here in the United States, as we've heard throughout the morning, we understand the FRA wants to ensure these new programs are developed safely. So does Union Pacific. That is why we are taking an
I should
approach
put my logo
consistent with
on my
FRA's risk
thing.
reduction regulation,
Think I get their
coordinating with
attention?
labor and testing the proposal through phased pilots that ensures we can make modifications to the plan before any actual changes to crew size occurs. Union Pacific and the FRA have always worked collaboratively to develop new technologies or new operating protocols, and we make the same offer here today. The hallmark of collaborative process is information sharing. Union Pacific keeps the FRA advised of its plans, provides regular safety updates, and listens to any concerns or suggestions the FRA offers as we contemplate the new expediter role. The FRA in turn inspects the data and monitors the operation to assure itself that the
I don't know if I can or
deployment is
not. Let me
being
see.
done safely.
I'm
This
curious.
approach serves the
I just want them to
FRA's
know
need
that I'm
to
in here.
monitor and, where necessary, step in to protect the public interest, along with the carrier's need for flexibility and hands-off
I don't know how to work
regulatory
Zoom.
reports when
There's 176
when
people in here, though.
developing new technology. This approach has served this rail industry and the American people for decades and has made our freight railroads the envy of the world. We strongly urge the FRA not to abandon this approach in favor of a heavy-handed, premature regulation that would make UP's pilot difficult,
Same
if not
bubble Brandon
impossible, to
losing.
carry out. The pilot program is built around the features of specific subdivisions and current
I think the expediter is
regulations.
just going to be a conductor.
Those features
Pretty
will
much, that's it.
dictate whether the
It
program
wouldn't
is
surprise me to
workable
see
on a given subdivision.
you know, that
The
would probably
pilot
be
is
their
not
next
guided by
long-term
train
goal, right?
compasses
Would to
because the
turn
workability of
expediters
the
into
program
carmans
does
also.
not depend on the types of cars in the train. A train is a train is a train. If the railroad insists on, if the FRA, excuse me, insists on excluding hazmat carrying trains from any single person crew operation, the expediter program will be over before it begins.
Oh, wow.
The
He's trying to get
efficiency
rid
of
of
the
key
model
train, conductor on
depends
key
on the
trains.
expediter being
Oh,
able
what
to
a stupid
service
argument.
all
He
trains
lost that
passing
argument,
through a
man.
particular area, and it simply will not make sense to maintain both conductors and expediters on all territories. Similar to what has been recently achieved with automated track inspection, we are asking the FRA to give us the opportunity to demonstrate the improvements that will be brought by the new expediter role. If given the opportunity, we know we can create a record that proves the expediter concept is safer and a better design than current operations. We believe the safety will be enhanced, customer service will be improved,
Oh,